We are now live. Welcome to another edition of the Red Pill Diaries. I'm your host, your brother, and your friend Rashid, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for joining me on another edition of the most powerful platform for truth, bar none, on God's green earth. This is your platform for education, elevation, and edification. This is the Red Pill Diaries. As we wait for our guests, John Helmer, to join us, I want to take the time out to thank each and every one of you for your support. I want to take the time out to thank each and every one of you for spending the time that you spend with us, because you didn't have to spend that time with us. You chose to do it. And for that, I'm humbled and I'm forever grateful for all of this, especially as we watch the entire world collapse, okay? The entire world that we have known, that we've grown up in, that we've watched, that we thought that could never pass, that could never fail, that could never collapse. Because in our psyche, we had been brought up to think that the world of the West could never stall, stop, or implode. And in reality and in real time, we're watching it right before our very eyes. This is a beautiful time. And the reason I'm telling you that this is a beautiful time, power and wealth for the people in power, and riches for those who could exert power over the few, over the masses, actually telling all of the history and telling what was really transpiring, and how they really acquired their wealth. And for decades and for centuries, this was passed on. And I hear a lot of people, and I'm waiting for John to join us. Hold on. You remember, he's on Moscow time, so for those of you who are listening, and he should be joining us anytime. And if he doesn't join us in the next couple minutes, I'll hit him up while we're on the air, okay, to let him know. But again, the system was so distorted. See, he's incoherent. That is a sign of desperation. That is a sign of exhaustion. Because a lot of people, okay, I got a message. Hold on one second. He said, give him a minute. He says, give him a minute. Okay. All right. Luckily, I have my phone connected to my computers. So sometimes if you hear something say, bing, that's my phone. I'm getting either a text message or a phone call or a message somewhere. So he says, John says, give him a minute. He'll be on. He had the times messed up. Okay. That's cool. Anyway, excuse me. So, though, when you look at Israel, when you look at Netanyahu, they have propagated a lie for so long that now they are forced to resort to every tactic that they had in their bag, and nothing is working. So now Trump comes out and says, if Iran doesn't capitulate, first he told us he was in negotiations. Iran said that's a lie. Oh, John is in the building right now, so I'm going to bring John Helmer on the screen right now. I told you we had John and waiting, and I know sometimes it's a time mix up, so everybody don't be mad or anything. We have time discrepancies, and he's all the way in Russia right now. So let me bring, without further ado, journalist John Helmer. Thank you so much, John.
Good afternoon, Rashid. Sorry for the delay.
It's okay, John. I was just talking to the people about the incoherent speech of the president of the United States, and how he is now saying that Iran is trying to capitulate, and Iran is begging for a ceasefire, and that the United States is rejecting the ceasefire until the Strait of Hormuz is open. What do you have to say about that, John?
Well, two things. First, what I have to say is less important than what the other players have to say, starting with Iran, and then its principal ally, Russia. So what I thought I could try and do for you and for our audience is to, through the speech, as I read it, as a one-time, and there's a significant set of preliminaries to that speech. First, Wang Yi, the Chinese foreign minister, and the Pakistani deputy prime minister.
Out now, because everything that she's done it's just falling apart?
I'm sorry, didn't quite hear it properly. Say it
Okay.
again.
Do you believe, as I said earlier, that what we're watching is the manifestation of a essentially a spoiled brat lashing out because they no longer are getting their way and getting things that they wanted, that they demanded, and when we look at America and Israel?
Well, as small goes, Israel's small. As big goes, the US is big. Uh,
Chinese.
so, so we're all holding hands and we're all marching in the same direction. That's so operationally, that's what's going to happen next, isn't it?
Yes, sir. And Mr. Hellman, I want to thank you again. We're going
Oh,
to do this
hang on,
very
hang
soon.
on. For God's sake, don't call me Mister. I mean, if I go to the dentist, if I go in front of a court, I'm Professor Helmer because I am entitled to that.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for joining me again, and we'll have you back soon, very soon, so that we can continue this conversation. I want to thank you. I'll send you the information in about 4 or 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Racine. Thank you. Looking
Thank
forward to
you.
next time. I hope it's more better news.
Yes, sir. Thank you, M Sparks, for the $5 super chat. I want to thank everybody who stuck around for the show and who listened. I hope you got something out of it. And I want to say to you all this: do right by others, because we are all in this position right here. We're seeing the world collapsing. And I say do right by others, not for material gain or because of some accolades, but do right by others because it's the humane, the right, and the godly thing to do. Because even when no one else is watching you, remember, God Almighty is watching you. As my late, great, and beautiful mother would always say, God sits high on the throne of power, but he looks low at the actions of man. Know that I love each and every one of you who loves truth, but know that the love that I have for you will always pale in comparison to the love that God has for you. Until we next speak again, stay strong, stay true, but above all things, remember to stay righteous. Hey, mama, your baby boy still loves you more than life. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. We're out of here.